People like to trash on Steam sales. I mean, just look at Reddit. The Steam subreddit is flooded with comments during sales like, "The deals suck," or "I miss the good old days," or "WTF Gaben." We always like to tell ourselves that that kind of trash talk is unnecessary and that people should quit complaining about sale prices. I mean, after all, you're getting a cheaper game. Why complain about it? But recently, Steam Spy released incredible statistics about the 2016 Steam Summer Sale. And you know what? People have a right to be mad. Steam sales are going to get worse. It's inevitable, and here's why. Before we get into the concerning numbers, I'd like to point out a few important things. Firstly, this was the first Steam Summer Sale without daily or flash deals. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Secondly, the numbers here attempt to factor out free-to-play games from revenue and download numbers. And also, finally, full-priced games that weren't discounted because they're new, those aren't factored into the numbers either. So let's take a look. 1,592 games were able to sell more than 5,000 copies, which is a 50% increase over last year. 22% out of 7,156 individual games were discounted this year, which is 2% less than last year. So less games were discounted. The 1,592 games that sold more than 5,000 copies sold a combined 36.8 million copies, which is a 12% growth over last year. So people bought 12% more copies overall. Steam's user base did grow by 35% in that time, but these new users are generally more likely to get free-to-play games than they are to purchase new games. So, how much dough is generated? 223.2 million. That is a 40% increase in revenue over the last Steam sale. So, the sale was great, right? I mean, gamers bought more games and developers earned more money. That's a win-win, right? That's completely wrong. So, copies sold increased by 12%, but revenue increased by 40%. These numbers show us that more copies were sold, yes, but the deals on these copies were not as good as before. Developers charged more per capita for a copy of their game than the last Steam Summer Sale, and their revenue skyrocketed as a result. On average, the discount this year was 50% instead of 66.67%, which was last year's average. Developers have come to the realization that it almost doesn't matter that they charge 16.67% more for a game than they did last year. As long as there's a percentage off it all, people are going to buy it, and that is extremely concerning. The games that earned the most money were discounted at just 25%. The less discounted titles brought in more revenue, it's clear. So why is that bad? Imagine you're a developer. In 2015, you offered 50% off on a game and brought in $2,500 in revenue. Gaben approaches you and says, "Hey developer, we're getting rid of daily deals and flash sales, so you don't have to be as competitive with your sale prices." So you decide to experiment a little bit. You lowered the discount to 33% for the 2016 sale, and then you nearly double your profits. You're thinking, wow, I charged more for my game and I made more money. What do you think a developer like that is going to do the next year? They're either going to charge the exact same or charge even more. This endless cycle is going to make Steam sales worse and worse, and there's nothing we can do about it because we support it. We buy the games. We're the ones who are convincing developers to charge more money. So if you're someone who's been complaining about Steam sales, you have a right to be worried, and more of us need to start listening. My name is TheWumbo. If you enjoyed this video, do make sure to leave a like and leave a comment about what you think about this. It's quite concerning what's going on right now, and I would fully expect the Steam sales to have some troubles in the future in terms of getting us the kind of deals we used to have. Anyway, my name is TheWumbo. I'll see you next time.